It's a customized product for lamination to corrugated board, and it's a very new category, so it's a class of its own. Fusion is not a white line chipboard, it's not a white top test liner, it's not a white top draft liner. It's a premium quality high bright white liner, uses 100% bleached virgin fibers, which ensures that it's a pure white appearance, spotless paper. It has a very high white, very bright and smooth surface, which allows enhanced printability and which supports all finishing techniques like hot foil stamping, like embossing, like UV spot varnish. So everything you want to put an extra on is very well supported by the paper itself. And very important for the customers and the brand owners, it achieves both higher shelf impact at the point of sale and efficient convertibility on the production lines. So where does the brand name come from? Why is it Fusion? Fusion represents the fusion, and it's the fusion of a high brightness paper. So this is one of our core competences in Sappi Group. Papers made for print, papers with an excellent print surface, and the fusion with containerboard. So delivering all the requirements you need for the conversion of corrugated board. The brand name also merges the requirements of brand owners, of retailers, of design agencies for outstanding point-of-sale presentation of their products with the demand of corrugators and converters for optimal convertibility on their lines, be it a corrugator, be it a sheet laminator, be it an acetate machine, a die-cut machine, whatever, printing press. So the positioning of the product, there are some rules. First of all, there's nothing alike on the market. As I said before, it does not fit in any category. It's not a white line chipboard, it's not a test liner, and it's not a white top draft liner. Fusion is a class by itself. The class is a premium white liner. It's pure bleached virgin fiber based, which is new to that industry. And therefore, we cannot compare apples with apples, but we compare apples with oranges. The logo. So this is what the logo looked like. You have seen it in the invitation over there at the front desk already. What you see here is a shade which should remind the market already to its use, which is corrugated board. So you see here an idea of the fluting. And this is the bottom line, the bottom part of the logo represents the corrugated board, so the fluting on the backside liner. And you have here the break representing the top liner, which Fusion is. So the top part is the liner itself. So this is the idea of the logo. So what needs are we going to address with that product? Sorry. Oh, yes, pardon. Just too quick. I would like now to hand over to my colleague, Mario Gerard. She's my colleague, she's responsible for the marketing communications, and she put a lot of effort on the brand communication, all the marketing support. So she's now going to present the media plan and the promotional material. Be prepared to present the product to the market.
Thank you. All right. Indeed, the media plan and the promotional material. Concerning the media, we have planned for the launch to publish an insert in several magazines. This is supposed to happen on a pan-European level, this stage, the insert is going to be published in English, French, Italian, Spanish, German, Dutch. Some are more exotics for us, Polish, Swedish, and Danish. The run is going to be 130,000 copies for the first wave. There are other things still in the pipe, but that's for later. How does that look? Well, actually, it is supposed to give a flavor of the entire promotional material. So this is the look of the front side of the insert, where actually you can see over there on the backdrop the box of the promotional material. And as intended, we have taken out a little part which is a repetition of what you have on the insert. We are talking here about a high white and high bright top liner, and what does that mean for you? When you print, it's a reproduction of color. We expect to have a high contrast and a better color reproduction. This is the reason why these colors have been chosen, to have something quite colorful and attractive. On the back side of the insert, well, actually we made the exercise a bit complex because we have decided to customize these inserts depending on the magazine where they will be put. You will have the data of the regional sales manager, so his name or her name together with the phone number, as well as a specific email address that has been developed for this concept. And actually any email that is going to be sent to a Fusion email address is going to be sent forward directly to the responsible sales manager. It is a call to action. We want the people who get this insert from your magazines to take action and actually to order for real the promotional material. Over the top, there is a short explanation of the technical properties and advantages of the product. So it's a short recap of what you can find in the real promotional material. We want to support that insert, and that's also the reason why you are here today. Thank you for that. In your press kit, the thing that has been delivered to you, you will find the press release in several languages. This is accompanied by an editorial which is explaining the properties, the characteristic. It's a bit about marketing, it's a bit about service, it's a mix, it's a real combination of how we want to present the product, and it starts with a few words like grab a pizza. I'll come to that slightly later. On top of that, we do have a customer interview from Mr. Martin Hall, who is joining us and who will have a speech later on this afternoon. And as well, to come back also on a few things that were stated earlier, an article on sustainability and particularly at Alfred, as presented by our mill director. There is still more to come, there is more in the pipe, but that is going to be for another week. The promotional material itself, this looks like a pizza box. Actually, this is the intention. Why did we choose pizza? Grab a pizza. So we wanted to develop a tool that can be shared. Pizza is something that can be easily shared with friends, you know, very casual occasion, whatever. We do have a cook over there, which is a kind of Jamie Oliver style, I would say. And that was also one of the ideas when developing the tool. For those of you who are familiar with Jamie Oliver and his cooking style, there is a book which is called The Ministry of Food, and this tool or this book is about transmitting. So the idea is really to have a recipe together. Once it's integrated, I pass it on to friends and so on and so on. This is what we want to achieve with this promotional material. When you open that pizza box, what is it that you see first thing? Is a complete planner sheet at this stage, where you can find back the insert that I have shown to you earlier, which represents a quarter. And this thing is just more than a planner sheet, because then we address also immediately to display manufacturers, which is a big business for corrugated board and top liners. Oh, sorry. Actually, so it needs to be built as it is there. Maybe difficult to judge like this. On the screen, but the aim is also to use the printed samples that are in the box to put them on this little display, just in case you would find that this huge pizza box is actually too big on your desk. Below that, you do have the printed samples. So this becomes very interesting. What we have done here, we have decided to go for pre-printed samples only, so there is no post-print in this promotional material at the moment. we have decided to use offset, digital and flexo print processes, and we have applied different finishing techniques on each of these samples. Each stack of this quarter contains in total 16 samples, and it is a combination of the various basis weight we have for fusion: 130, 140, 160, 180 grams, with a combination of different fluids, B, E, F, G fluids, and all of them, so you can compare. You've got the same image which is repeated 16 times, so you can just compare what is it that you would like for your own job. Also, we have included some blancos in there, so you can just see the surface as it is and how it behaves once it's laminated on the board. Next to that, we have also, or we are about to produce a brochure that goes together with it, which is actually explaining the tool. So for the people who are a bit more curious and who want to read more about the paper, this is all the information you can find. Actually, we can highlight for each of the samples, here and there, we say what kind of grammage it is, what kind of fluid is used, what kind of print process it reflects, and the various finishing techniques that are listed in there. Next one, see fusion in action. No need to repeat what I just said. So it is a display that you need to build, and you can pass on to others if you like. Of course, the features and benefits for the different customers, we say the brand owners, the converters, the printers, the agencies, and the retailers. On the left-hand side, you find a short summary just to present at a glance, okay, I belong to this category, this is what the product does for me. If you are more curious and you like to read, you find more on the right-hand side. Why fusion? I think Kerstin covered that already, but this is a repetition of what we have presented to you a bit earlier. Also a few words about Sappi on the corporate level, as well as some environmental credentials. Of course, we will include the data sheet, the list of our sales offices with the contact where you can reach any sales manager for your own area or market. And then, as I said, we want to share like a pizza. So what we want to do with that tool is that we want to give the opportunity to the people, to the recipient, to also include some business partner of theirs that they might think, okay, these people might be interested in receiving the promotional tool also. So this is a way to ask, please send on my behalf to this person a box just like I have myself. There is another way to proceed. If you prefer, you can take a pile of samples, put it with the display and give it to your contact. That's also a possibility. Since we are at the very beginning of the project, it's very young, we also need some feedback from the market. So I said that we decided to go for pre-printed samples. We do not want to exclude later post-print, screen print and other technologies. So this is the possibility for the people, if they have special wishes, to let us know what is that they would like to see. And then, of course, you can try fusion for free. So there is a possibility in there that is offered to the people who will receive that promotional material to tick boxes and to say, okay, I'd like to give it a try and maybe I'm convinced, so I'll buy it. I'm sure they will be convinced and they will buy it. So that's the thing about the reply cards. And again, it is also sharing information. We need to be fed by the people on the market to grow. So, excellence is doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. I think this is a point for pizza also. Thank you.
What needs to be addressed with fusion? First of all, there is an increased need of shelf impact at the point of sale. So this is more and more growing. Retail-ready packaging, for example, this started about 20 years ago, and the requirement of having a great presentation on the shelf is growing by brand owners as well as retailers. So therefore, we offer with Fusion a unique opportunity to improve the overall appearance of their packaging, be it retail-ready packaging, be it displays, be it product packaging and microfluting. So enhance the quality of their prints on the surface. Improve consistency between the primary packaging, the displays and the retail-ready packaging. So this is more and more important for brand owners to really have a brand communication. So today you often have the method that you have a nice product packaging, but the retail-ready packaging does not reflect that or does not meet the colors. You have a mismatch there. So Fusion can help to overcome that and improve that. So a big trend either, especially in corrugated board, as weight reduction. So this is something which is supported by Fusion as well, as this is a lightweight liner. You're going to have a substance range between 130 and 180 GSM. So this is much lower than the white line chipboard used in lethal lamination especially, which is the main part of all those POS materials. And therefore this supports environmental aspects, so reduce weight, packaging weight, but it also enables cost efficiency. So think about handling less packaging weight in transport, so it starts with the raw material delivery. You can palletize much more sheets in one pallet than with higher substance liners. And also the handling within the production sites, so change of pallets and printing presses and lamination machines and so on. Availability is an important matter for the industry. The industry had been, well, in trouble last year a lot with the lack of availability of white line chipboard. So they still have that very much in mind. So on service, as we heard before, is one of the main focus Sappi is driving. So putting the customer in the center, offering a great service and big flexibility. Performance on corrugators, laminators, print presses. This is very important for the converters, of course. They cannot use a brilliant looking grade if it does not work on their production lines. So which markets do we target with the product? Of course, it's for corrugated. It's tailor-made for use for lamination on corrugated board. It's specially developed for the print process, flexoprint and offset print. So I think it's somewhat unique that you can use both printing technologies on the same surface. We focus on lethal lamination, which is the inline lamination sheet to web of corrugated boards, which is mainly represented by boxed acetate machines on the market. And then the sheet-to-sheet lamination business, a lot used on display manufacturing, where you have a lot of the stock sheet lamination machines and others. Then for the lightweight, the microfluting or nanofluting applications, direct printed and offset. So you meet them especially on the food segment, so fast food boxes, for example, McDonald's clamshells, stuff like that. Also mailing envelopes are use of that. And then the flexo preprint applications. So those are the three focus areas for that product. Target applications. So this is, of course, display for POS marketing material. So where print and enhanced shelf impact is so important. Consumer packaging, the same. There are a lot of, it's also growing that you use microfluting in those application areas, consumer packaging. You have gift boxes, you have consumer electronics, you have food packaging. Of course, as noted before, the shelf-ready packaging or retail-ready packaging, so making the trays on the shelves looking more attractive, popping out of the shelf, and direct mailing envelopes. What are the target end-use markets? In principle, it's everything where print is important and appearance is important. So it can be food. We have a lot of examples there. Consumer electronics, So a bit heavy duty is more stuff like mobile phones, consumer durables, could be games or stuff like Nintendo games, stuff like that, glasses, dinnerware, whatever. Drinks, a lot of use of nicely printed corrugated applications and drinks. There's a high demand, especially in the luxury drink segment, for increased printability. Cosmetics and perfumes, of course, where you have the luxury premium approach, very much of need, the contrast, the whiteness, the pureness of the surface. And confectionery. And I think especially for confectionery and food, there's a big advantage that we use 100% virgin fiber-based material, where you do not have sensorical issues and migration issues.